At the end of One Piece chapter 1013, we could see 5 elders who, after the reverie ended, discussed the battle in Wano country and how Nico Robin should have been captured or killed at this time, and how they need to act immediately. They also became concerned as they mentioned that devil fruit hasn't awakened in centuries and should only be a legend, as one of them pointed out that the world government gave it a specific name to hide its existence from the annals of history. We don't know about which fruit they were referring to, and today I want to talk about exactly this topic. But before starting, I want to ask you all to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. I hope you all have a great day, and let's start the video. Devil fruits have been one of the most interesting and unique parts of the series. They had a big role in making each One Piece character unique from each other. They are the main reason, along with Haki, why the One Piece power system is so interesting to watch. However, despite being one of the main aspects of the story, we still know so little about them. We don't know when and why they were created. I have a theory that devil fruits weren't as common in the past as they are right now. Otherwise, why would Roger Pirates regard devil fruits as a mere myth? And I also think that devil fruits are completely man-made. They aren't natural phenomena. Them being man-made could explain how they possess the power of man-made things like guns and swords, things that aren't naturally created. However, their origin is the topic for another video. Today, I want to discuss the devil fruit about which the 5 elders were talking about. Interestingly enough, when the 5 elders are talking about the legendary fruit, the panel quickly switches to Zunesha, who emerges from fog. It made a lot of people think that Zunesha could be the user of that fruit, and they have very good reasons for that. Zunesha is no ordinary character. It's a giant elephant that wanders the New World and carries the island of Zhao on its back. Zunesha is the oldest living creature introduced in the series, with its lifetime predating even the Void Century. According to Oda, Zunesha is not even an ordinary elephant. In One Piece Volume 83, Eiichiro Oda identified it as a Naitame Norida elephant, which possesses oversized legs with multiple joints. This means Naitame Norida elephants exist in the One Piece world, but they are most likely all extinct right now, because even if Zunesha was the user of that legendary devil fruit, why would the world government try to hide it? Almost everything that the world government tried to erase from history is connected to the Void Century. That was the main reason for the disappearance of Ohara. However, as I said earlier, Zunesha is the oldest living character in the series, who even predates the events of the Void Century. The reason why Zunesha was sentenced to walk the seas for eternity and only act upon being ordered to do so was for committing an unspecified crime, which has happened before the Void Century. We don't know what crime he committed, but I don't plan on doing a video about it today. It's a topic for another video. Another possibility besides Zunesha could be Tama, who owns one of the most overpowered fruits in the series. She ate the Kibi no Mi, a paramecia-type devil fruit that allows her to create dango from her cheeks. They taste good, but they don't satisfy hunger. Any animal that eats one of the dangos will become utterly tame and subservient to Tama, obeying all of her orders and defending her from harm. However, the reason why I doubt this theory is that we already know the name of Tama's fruit, and it has been stated that the devil fruit user knows its name immediately after eating it, so I doubt that Tama would know the fake name of her devil fruit. I think the awakening of the fruit that the 5 elders were referring to was Gomu Gomu no Mi, the devil fruit of the main character, Monkey D. Luffy. But Luffy has already been a topic of the 5 elders, and they never said anything about his devil fruit, which makes their surprised reaction very confusing. They should have known by this time that Luffy is the user of Gum Gum fruit. Well, it is very hard to understand the context of the conversation between the 5 elders, but it seems we saw the middle of a conversation. In my interpretation, they just heard the real name of the Gum Gum fruit, they knew it, but thought it was just a legend and nothing more. But after realizing or hearing that the fruit they thought was just a legend, in truth was the Gum Gum fruit, the world government decided to change its name to erase it from the annals of history. As I said earlier, the world government usually tries to erase things from history that are connected to the Void Century. I think this legendary fruit is connected to the Void Century, as well as the user of that fruit, who was none other than Joyboy himself, an extremely relevant figure of the Void Century. In chapter 440 of One Piece, Marshall D. Teach mentioned that the Yami Yami no Mi chose him. It is not explicitly stated, but I think in the past this power belonged to someone like him, since if a fruit chooses you, it means it's looking for certain qualities in you. The previous user being similar in terms of ambition and/or personality is a safe assumption to make. We know almost certainly that Luffy is going to become the next Joyboy. That implies Gomu Gomu no Mi belonged to the previous Joyboy. The world government chose to take a hold of this fruit likely because it's dangerous, and the previous Joyboy likely showed them that. I think it has to do with the awakening of the fruit. On its own, the Gomu Gomu no Mi might not look dangerous, but awakening opens a new world of possibilities. The world government's special interest in Gum Gum fruit was first stated in chapter 1017, when it was also revealed that Who's Who was tasked with transporting the Gomu Gomu no Mi and protecting it. Also, almost every devil fruit is different from each other in terms of appearance. However, if we look closely, we can see that Luffy and Teach's devil fruits are awfully similar. Both of their shapes and color are almost identical, so who knows, there could be some kind of connection there. Also, let's not forget about Nika, who was a legendary, possibly mythical warrior that was once revered as the sun god by slaves from ancient times. He was first mentioned by Who's Who shortly after he talked about the specialty of the Gum Gum fruit, so I don't think it's just a coincidence. According to him, he heard about the legend from an unnamed prison guard, and then started giving his prayers for Nika with the intent of easing his own suffering. When Who's Who noticed that the same prison guard who told him about the legend suddenly vanished from duty, he suspected that the story was not meant to be shared, and that the world government had done something to the guard. He then decided to break out of prison in order to escape a potentially worse punishment for knowing too much. So it seems Sun God Nika is seen as a threat for the world government, and his similarity to Luffy is abnormal. When it first came out, a lot of people, including me, thought that because of the Gum Gum fruit, Luffy could be the sun god, meaning whoever eats the fruit is supposed to be a special person. The appearance of Nika was the first indication of Gum Gum fruit being the special fruit. But why would the world government be so afraid of the awakening of the Gum Gum fruit? Well, it has been stated multiple times that the strongest race in One Piece are the Giants. When Chiffon was talking about a failed marriage of her sister, Lola and the Prince of Elbaf, Loki, she said that the reason why Big Mom wanted that marriage to work was that, after that, the long-lasting feud with the Giants would end and they would get access to the strongest country in the world. In Punk Hazard, Law also said something similar to that. According to him, the reason why the world government has been researching the creation of giants is for military purposes. If they could create whole armies of giant soldiers, nobody would be able to stand up to them. But what is the connection between Luffy, Joyboy, and the Giants? Well, we know that an awakened paramecia allows the user to spread their power beyond their own body and transform or alter the properties of the material around them to match the nature of the devil fruit power, as well as manipulate the transformed material in any way they desire. The transformation effect can be spread over a very wide area. Another variation of paramecia awakening allows the user to vastly expand the strength and range of the fruit's power, as well as super fine-tune the ability. This shows that different paramecia fruits awaken in different ways, depending on the nature of the fruit. What could Luffy's awakening be that makes even the 5 elders scared? We know that Luffy is easily able to change the size of his body, thanks to his devil fruit. When he uses Gear 3, parts of his body look almost like that of a giant's, and since we know that when the paramecia devil fruit awakens, it affects its surroundings, it makes me think that the awakening of the Gum Gum fruit may give Luffy the ability to turn other people into giants, similar to how he does in his Gear 3 mode. This would explain why the world government wanted this fruit so badly and why they are so afraid of its powers. Because the user might be able to artificially create giants, beings that they are most afraid of, and which are regarded as the strongest in the world. Also, in Pangaea Castle, when Im-sama made an appearance, we could see a giant straw hat which most likely belonged to Joyboy. This hat symbolizes the connection between Luffy, Roger, and Joyboy. Shanks was also the user of the hat, but we still don't know enough about him to make his comparison to Roger, Luffy, and Joyboy. The size of the straw hat made a lot of people, including me, assume that he was a giant, unlike Luffy and Roger. Elbaf is a country of giants, which is not affiliated to the world government, since Mother Caramel sold orphaned giants from Elbaf to the world government because Elbaf wasn't on good terms with them. This makes me think that during the Great War that had happened in the Void Century, Elbaf giants did not fight alongside the nations, which later formed the world government. I assume they fought alongside D-Clan and Joyboy, but this race is said to be the strongest force in the world, even today. And if they fought alongside Joyboy and the Great Kingdom, which was said to be so powerful that its existence posed a great threat to the world, how would they be defeated? Well, this makes me think of the possibility that Joyboy himself could be the creator of this race with the help of his gum gum fruit. And the creation of the Giants race made the world government fear that fruit and decided to hide its name. But what happened during the Void Century? What was the relationship between Im-sama and Joyboy? I plan on doing a separate video about this interesting topic that I think you'll all like. But I guess this is all for today. I hope you all have a great day, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more, and thanks for watching. Bye!